Hi guys, Bricks here, coming to you with another video. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys the tallest Moc that I have ever built on this channel. This is of course Krennick Shuttle, most notably seen from Star Wars Rogue One, or should I say Rogue One, or Star Wars Story, sorry about that. And it is one of the biggest, like I said, it is just stunning how big this thing is. But before we dive in, of course, if you do like the content here, please comment and subscribe. And yeah, let's dive straight into this massive behemoth of the thing. So, as you can see, the front or the main part of the shuttle is the actual shape of the thing. This was very hard to capture, especially with the amount of weird angles that this ship has. It has somewhat of like a pyramidal triangle kind of shape to it. I think I captured it quite well here. It's mostly just replicated using a couple of wedge plates that are just stuck on here. And it closes up majority of the gaps, but there's still some gaps between here and there. But because it's black, it's not as noticeable. So the main feature of this bad thing, or this thing, is the fact if we pull these down, you can actually open the whole thing up, just like the actual Krennick Shuttle itself. Now, as you've probably seen in the set of Krennick Shuttle, it has this feature where you can, you get this technic rod and it pulls it down. I replicated that here in my own design, so because it's that good of a design, and it also captures the nice, kind of pyramidal shape. So if we put them down, you can see that there are two seats here, one at either side, just to fit a couple of Death Troopers and minifigures. There are also a couple of blasters on the side, just to fill in some space, because there was a hell of a lot of bland space or random space at the back, so I just decided to add in a weapons rack. And like the other one, this back part can actually lift in as well. It kind of looks weird because you can see right underneath here, and it looks just a little bit off, but you can actually hold the whole entire vehicle by the top, but I'm not going to do that right now. Now the actual fin itself is connected to the underside of the ship using one of these Technic bricks. I don't know if you see it there, but it's completely attached all the way up and it's not going anywhere. I still wouldn't hold it there, but it's still not going anywhere. Now the actual cockpit you can fit in a minifigure. It's a little bit harder because I wouldn't particularly plan on doing that, but it's a little bit tedious because of the way it's built. It's not entirely stable because obviously it has to have a small gap here, so then you can actually put this up. So it's a little bit tedious getting into there, but there's a space for a minifigure inside, and then you obviously have a printed control panel in there. So yeah, now to close this thing back up, you just need to pull this up, pull the back up, pull these side bits up, and there you have it back into that pyramidal shape. Now towards the back, if I could move this thing, there are a couple of engine detailing. It's just like your wedge plates here with a couple of 1x2 trans blue pieces here to replicate the engines. I'm pretty sure it was in the Rogue One novel I had red engines, but for some reason in the actual film it had blue. It's a little bit strange there, but I just went for the blue, seeing as it's more screen accurate, and this is based off the movie one and not the comic version. Another feature that the main body has is the fact that you can pull this part down. It's supposed to be the loading ramp where you can set a minifigure, but it's a little bit hard to get under there. As you can see, it's got a slight gap there and it's just held on by a couple of hinges. It just goes back up like that and it fits seamlessly into the main body of the ship. But actually getting on to the bit of the ship you've all been waiting for, and that is the massive wingspan of this. So if I set my camera down, it's going to be a little bit hard to do because this thing is heavy as hell. And if I do it like this, But as you can see, this thing has a massive wingspan, and you can probably tell I'm holding it by the actual fin of the ship. It's strong enough to hold the whole entire weight, which is kind of surprising because this thing it just really drags down and wants to go down into the ground, but it's a little bit hard to swish around. But this thing is massive. It's definitely bigger than the 8080, I'll tell you that. This year's, or I think it was actually last year's 8080, was very, very tall, and this just blows it out of the water. You can see the wings are absolutely massive. The wings might actually be slightly bigger than they actually are in the universe, but I thought it looked a little bit too small, so I just added in that extra tiling off and plates. So if I put this back down, God, this is extremely tedious. To put it back into your landed position, you're going to have to put up the hinge plates like this, and it just goes up like that, and it puts it back into that pteranodon shape. I think it was one of the admirals that called that pteranodon, because the shape is based off of like your Lambda class, and it really just captures it beautifully here. But yeah, let's go on to the final part of this video. So yeah guys, that's got to be it from me. Of course, the main thing of this is just to show the sheer mass of this pteranodon shaped ship or shuttle. This thing is just absolutely massive. If I had to improve one thing, it would probably be the stability of this whole entire ship, because the sheer weight of the wings, I feel as if it's just going to make the whole entire collapse. The actual body itself is extremely stable. It's just that the bottom of the wings are not completely securely attached, so that would be the next thing, and I'll probably do another update once that's finished. But yeah, that's got to be it from me. I'm Infernal, and may the force be with you always.